I have to give it to this universe's Lex Luthor, because he walked on the Kent farm like Vince McMahon arriving for SummerSlam. Somebody tell me, please, what is with, like, the CW? Listen to me. I feel as though we need a trade, okay? The same way the NBA and the NFL allow teams to trade, we need corporations to be able to trade different parts of their studios to other parts of their studios. I need whoever is recruiting these last 3 TV Lex Luthors, listen to me. I need that person to be brought over to James Gunn DCU, because none of the last 3 Lex Luthors have missed. John Cryer. I know a lot of people got on John Cryer's Lex Luthor on Supergirl, but let me tell you, his Lex Luthor is that fun Lex Luthor, that megamaniacal Lex Luthor of Gene Hackman's era. That's the energy that his Lex Luthor gives. What is his name? Welliver? Thomas Welliver? I don't want to butcher his name, but I think that's his name. They recruited him for Titans. That's the suave, sophisticated, I drink wine while I watch you like die version of Lex Luthor. Whoever recruited my man here, which it's funny how I remembered his name before this, but now that I'm doing this, I don't remember his name. He was Abraham on The Walking Dead. I'll look up his name later. Whoever recruited I remember when I heard it online, I was like, it's not looking good. I don't know whether or not my boy is gonna Michael Cudlitz, there we go. I don't know if my boy's gonna be able to like pull it out. I don't know if he's gonna be able to be the Lex Luthor that I need to be. He's the Lex Luthor that I need him to be. Listen to me. This is almost like, remember those rumors for Batman vs. Superman that they were talking that Bryan Cranston was one of the individuals that they were talking to be the Lex Luthor for this movie? This is what Bryan Cranston would have been if he was the Lex Luthor for Batman vs. Superman instead of Jesse Eisenberg. Just this older menace that he doesn't yell, he doesn't shout, but he is a human that is a living force. Like, walks into the prison, gets arrested, not complaining, walks into the prison, walks up to like 3 dudes, and he's like, I need those clippers. Guy's like, you got to pay me $50,000, Playboy. He's like, okay. He takes the ass beating, laughs the entire time. If you are fighting someone and you are beating their ass and that person is laughing at you, I'm talking blood is coming out their eyes, blood is coming out their mouth, and they are physically having a ball and laughing, apologize to that person. Be like, look, dog, I'm really, really sorry. I didn't mean to put hands on you in any way, shape, or form. You got it. Apologize to that person, because I'm telling you right now, when that person comes back, it's going to be 100 times worse. And I love the fact that he already had a plan before he even got into jail. Walks into the warden's office, you should call home. Calls home. Wife's been kidnapped. Son is being tortured. What do you need, Mr. Luthor? First off, you're telling me Superman couldn't take a second out of his day to just look in the direction of the prison, see through the multiple walls, and be like, Luthor's in his cell, he's not up to any nefarious shit, I'm good today. That would be the first thing I did every single morning. Every morning when I woke up at 10 a.m., I'd wake up, I'd make myself coffee. As I'm making myself coffee, supervision, straight over to the prison. What is Luthor doing right now? I'm keeping tabs on him because I know he's keeping tabs on me. And he established dominance inside the prison. Perfectly done. I love the fact that everything he told those guys that was going to happen to them, happened to them. Dude lost his teeth. Now he's like, how may I assist you today? How may I assist you today, Mr. Luthor? Other dude lost his legs. Get up in here and clean this up. And I was like, where's the other guy? Where's the barber? And he's sitting down at the chair, and then he stops, and he's just... And I'm like, there's no way he turned the barber into a chair. Sure enough, they back up, and my man is just sitting on the barber, sipping his wine, waiting for his food to arrive in 20 minutes. That's what I need. That is a great introduction to the character. That is a great introduction for Lex Luthor in general. I loved when he got out that no one knew what his next move was going to be. He just walked off into the sunset. And then a day later, he arrives at the Kent farm, because that is exactly where he's going. And he has beef with Lois Lane. You lied, and well, she didn't know she was lying, but you put me in jail for 17 years. And I like the fact that it wasn't a threat like, oh, I'm going to kill you. He chose to kill her in another way. Stop writing. Stop reporting the news. That's done. That's dead. If you continue down this path where you're reporting the news, I'm going to make your life a living hell. And I like the fact that, like, in front of Superman, he did not give two flying shits about Clark. Like, he's just like, most people will be kind of sort of intimidated a little bit by Clark. He found Clark amusing because he remembers Clark as the bumbling idiot. So he's not going to take Clark seriously. Absolutely fucking love it. There was a whole lot of tension in that scene. Walks off, gets in the car, leaves. I was kind of hoping that Clark would change into Superman and catch him before he leaves Smallville, just waiting, posted up on the highway for Luthor to just roll up so that they can have a conversation. Like, I heard you went to visit Lois Lane. Yeah, you ain't doing that again, Playboy. Something. No, he let him go. He's going to have that conversation with him later on. What happens later on? He picks up where Bruno Mannheim left off. Goes right downstairs. I love the fact that the last review I did, I said, why did nobody arrest the scientist? Where did the scientist go? Luthor captured him. That's why the man just disappeared. He captured him, he tortured him, then he killed him for all the information that he had. And now he's down there. And what's down there is not a Bizarro. I'm telling you that right now. That is deceased Superman. Like, that dude is dead. He is a zombie. He is down there just eating rats. That thing is a threat. We need to eliminate that expeditiously. I don't know how Clark's not hearing my man just roaring, grunting, and just eating rats underground. We need to figure out this super hearing. I know you're supposed to turn yourself into an island and push things away, but my boy, you need to fly up over Metropolis and just open up the ears. Like, what is Luthor up to? What is going on down here? Is there anything weird going on? Because you would hear my man. He is doing nothing but roaring and eating rats down there in that subway tunnel. And poor Otis. We only had you for 5 minutes. You weren't there long enough for me to say that you're one of my favorite Otises. But you got eaten. That's a shame. That's a big old shame. So, salute to Otis. You were a real one. You waited for Mr. Luthor to get out, and he led you into the lion's den. You got your ass ate. Now, on the smaller tidbits from this episode, Jordan, love that he's going through his bad boy rebel villain era. I'm really hoping that he ends up being more along the lines of like the Metropolis Kid, because we're kind of seeing the constraints of basically trying to raise a superpowered kid and the kid feeling as though you can't tell them shit. Also, I like the fact, not that I like the fact, but it kind of made me go, oh shit, when Clark went to stop him and he used his super strength to like slap Clark's hand away. The way Clark turned put the fear of God in Jordan, because Clark turned to that man like he was about to hit his ass through like 8 buildings because he knew he could eat that punch. He was like, I know this motherfucker did not. Like, Clark turned into father mode where he went to grab him and like he shrugged him off. And he was like, I know this motherfucker did not just use his super strength to smack my motherfucking hand away. Like, yo, do you understand that I will drag your ass to the Fortress of Solitude and bombard you with kryptonite to take these fucking powers from me? Boy, if you don't get your ass upstairs to that fucking room right now and not come back downstairs. Like, there was a whole discussion Clark had inside his head that he wasn't able to verbally release because he was too stunned to speak, that he had the audacity. I'm loving the little villain era that Jordan is basically going through. That's great. It's giving his character a lot of development that I feel as though Jonathan had without the powers. We're now getting that on Jordan's end, emotional development along with the powers. So that's really, really great. The usual, like, there's been some Sarah Cushing slander on this channel. That slander will continue. I'm really, really sorry. It's hard for me to feel sympathy for Sarah Cushing, more or less because, you know, she created this entire situation that she's currently having to deal with. But I thought this episode was dope as hell. This episode was fan-fucking-tastic. Great introduction with the new Lex Luthor. Tension, perfect. Jordan going through his villain era, great. Can't wait until next week to see exactly what Luthor is going to do with the undead, rat-eating Superman downstairs in Bruno Mannheim's basement. But hey, welcome to the end of the video. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.